Can you scroll up so I can see your equation? So this is what every one of your problems will look like today, except the only difference will be that sometimes there will be a negative in front of the x squared, okay? But I made sure in this first assignment that there are no other numbers, because if you put like a 2 or a half or something, then it changes the structure of the parabola. But all of yours today will have either ones or negative ones. So anyhow, JoJo's has a 1 here. So what's our happy little formula to start to find the vertex? There it is. Yeah, and you're just gonna literally every problem it's the first thing you're gonna do is use this formula. So as with any formula, in order to use a formula, you need to know who his players are. And so in this cast, this performance, there's an A and a B. So I need to know what they are. So I'm gonna write them down. I'm gonna write down A equals and B equals. And what is A? A is 1, okay? And I hope all of you know why that is, and I'll say it out loud. It's because A is always the number right in front of x squared. It's right there, okay? 1. And then B is the number in front of x, which is 10. Any questions on that? Now we're just going to plug those into the little purple formula up here, which says the opposite of B divided by 2 times A. So I'm going to do the opposite of B, which is negative 10. And I'm going to divide it by 2 times A, which is 2 times 1, which is 2. And I'm about to have the first half of my answer. What's negative 10 divided by 2? Good. So I can now say up here, I'll go write this up here kind of in the corner. I can say for sure that the vertex of the parabola is at the point negative 5, comma, blank. Okay? So that's the first part. That's the formula part. And then the rest of this is going to change. Like, I'm going to say that wrong. The next part of this is you got to find the second half, right? There's a space right there next to the x. And how do we find that? Yeah. So the first half that you use the formula to find, you're going to plug your negative 5 back in and you're going to put it right up here where these red arrows are pointing. So like that x and that x are going to change. This is just a function, input, output. So we're going to change those x's into what we worked so hard to find. So me showing my work would look like this: x squared plus 10x. See, sorry guys, I kind of spazzed out there. Uh, plus 16. And in those voids where x's used to go, I'm going to put my negative 5 because that's what x is. We found it together. So we're going to put negative 5 and negative 5. And when we math this out, we're going to know where the vertex y coordinate will be here in just a moment. Pretty easy math, I think. What's negative 5 squared, this first part? It is positive 25 because we're squaring the whole x and the x is negative. And then right here, what's 10 times negative 5? So minus 50 and then plus 16. And some of you would use calculators for this. Some of you wouldn't. I don't care. So what's 25 minus 50? 25 minus 50 is not 25. It's impossible. It's negative 25. You can't have 25, take away 50, and then still have 25. As it has been all year, negatives, killers. And then if you have negative 25 and then you add that 16, what's negative 25 if you add 16? It's not even possible. Yes. Like you literally could not have a positive answer to this. If you owe someone $25 and only pay them 16, you still owe them money. So it's still negative and it's negative 9. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that answer, that negative 9, and I'm going to move it up into this spot up here. You can't see my pen, but I'm going to go write it up here. So right where I'm underlining right here, I can now complete the puzzle and I can say, I know where to put the vertex. And all the hard work now is done. There's no more math to worry about in this problem. So I'm going to go now, or actually I can't do anything because it's his screen. JoJo's going to go to the point negative 5, negative 9. And now, do you guys remember the pattern from yesterday? His parabola opens upwards because it's a positive one. What's his pattern? So when he leaves his vertex and goes out one, how far up will he go? Like that, one. Good. And then when he goes back to his home base, his vertex, and he goes out two, how far up will he go? Four, because two squared is four. Now, I'm going to have JoJo miss this on purpose because I know that not all of you are listening. Some of you have already like dived in, whatever the correct conjugation is there. Um, Even though you have not made a single mistake, I want you to hit submit. And it's going to say, sorry, your answer is not correct. You have one attempt remaining, whatever. Um,
Yeah, it's good.
right. And so I know I said this, but I say a lot of things, and I can't expect you guys to remember everything that comes out of my mouth. Even though JoJo didn't mess up, he Delta Math will only let him do the 5 points. It'll let him go vertex and then ping, 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 ping. So he has to preserve one of the ping pings for the two that are on the x-axis. So what he's going to do now is he's going to go back and, yep, destroy two of the points and do the out three, up nine instead, so that he makes sure that two of his points are on the x-axis. Because the directions will clearly say to make sure that two of your points are what we call the zeros. Those are the numbers on the x-axis. Okay. Would anyone else like to do one? I'd like, if someone gets one, does anyone have their first one with a negative on it on the front? Can we do yours together? Okay.
Oh, mine just, the next one was a negative.
Well, so here's a great example, and I'm going to write this again because you might not be able to read. I should have done this last time. You might not be able to read Michaela's screen up here. So her equation is y equals negative x squared plus 4x minus 3. So what's your a value? Nice job. And what's your b value? Nice job. And what's our happy little formula again? Perfect. It's going to be that every time. Okay, it's never going to change. Negative b over 2a. So what's your negative b going to be? Nice job. And then on bottom, what's your 2 times a? 2 times negative 1. Nice. And then we just divide whatever those little happy formula things give us. And what do we get? Rad. So what you now know is that your vertex is officially at the point 2 comma IDK. But we fix the IDK by now taking that and putting it back up into these red X's. So wherever there's an X, you just simply change it into what the happy little formula gave you. So hers is going to say negative blank squared plus 4 blank minus 3. And into those cute little blanks is going to go the number 2. What is the answer to the green thing? And again, I see a lot of you still looking at your Chromebooks, and I know that some of you might ask this question later, but I'll try to get as many of you as I can right now. Reset it and nailed it. You got to be careful how you say things, and it's easy when someone says, what is that? Negative 2 squared. It's easy to say it's 4 because you're like, I'm squaring a negative, but you have to be careful because the negative is in front. You've got to wait on the negative. You do the 2 squared first, which is 4, and then you put the negative back on. So yeah, Reese, thank you for that. It is negative 4. You're not squaring away the negative. Uh-huh.
Do you only do the two is?
You only do it when the negative is out here detached away. So understand that the negative being detached, if you think about the order of operations, PEMDAS, you remember that exponents come before multiplication, right? And I have no idea if this explanation has ever made sense in the last 30 years or if it will right now, but here it goes. I need you to agree that when I write like negative 4 squared, that exponents go before multiplication. And if you think about it, this negative, isn't it really just a -1 times 4 squared? So that's why the exponent, I'm just following the order of operations, right? So I square the 4 first to get 16, and then the negative comes on later. Do you follow what I mean by that? And even if x had been a negative, if x had been a -2, it's still going to come out to be -4 because you squared just the xy part. And then that negative just lurks like, do whatever you want. I'm going to come on and stick myself to the answer when you're done anyways, right? So that's one of the hardest things I ever uh, have to try to explain to students. So good job if you get that. So anyways, how about the second part there? What is your 4 times 2? 8. So we're going to go +8. And then we just have to do some little kitty math. What's -4 plus 8? +4 minus 3 is. We now know that your vertex is officially at the point 2, 1. And then tell me about your graph.
Yeah. Go downward to the negative.
It does. If the x squared has a negative, then it's just the same thing Jojo just did, except you go out 1, down 1, out 2, down 4, out 3, down 9, etc. And you're good because 2 of your points are on the x-axis there. You didn't go down far enough, kid. You only went out 2, down 3. You need to go out 2, down 4. There you go. That looks good. So this is what you guys are all working on today, and I'll be happy just to keep helping you. I'll just leave the recording going as long as you want to ask questions, but that's something that you, after today, need to know how to do by yourself. All by yourself is, can I find the vertex, and then can I build the graph? Okay. Is this the problem that you're on? I mean, I don't know, because so did you just miss this one? So this is your second try? What's your A value? What's your B value? Uh-huh. And if we plug those into, you got a question? You got a question?
No, I'm good.
Oh, you're doing this.
Yeah, I was.
Gotcha. Okay. So if we plug it into the happy little opposite of B over 2A formula, just take it slow. What's the opposite of your B? 8 over, and what's 2 times your A? And what's 8 divided by -2? So we now know that your vertex is officially at the point -4, comma, I don't know. You good so far? Did you get that the first time?
Yeah.
And this is exactly what I was talking about. And again, I know that a few of you are going to be kind of doing your own thing, but this is exactly what I was talking about on in regards to Natalia's question and on Michaela's problem. This is the perfect storm of confusion. And if you can survive this kind of thing, then you should be fine. So this is the hard thing I was referring to. If I take Joseph's -4 and I put it up here in these x's, first off, you have to decide, am I the kind of kid that is willing to show my work or not? Because if you're not, you're kind of on your own, I guess, but I'm going to show my work as much as I can in hopes that it'll make sense to you. So here's what his equation looks like. Y equals negative blank squared minus 8 blank minus 12. So even though you're working on Delta Math today, that certainly wouldn't preclude you from using paper or a whiteboard or something like that, because there is work to do, right? Like this. What are we going to put in those little blanks, Joe? Yes. And as a guy who's been doing this a while, if I had $1 for every time some kid tried to say that those two negatives combined to make a positive, I could probably pay off a new car. They don't. And the reason is, this is what I was trying to tell Natalia, is that The order of operations demands that you not jump in and multiply before you exponentiate. So if you try to do that green combination right now, you're cooked. You're done. What you need to do is respect the order of operations and say, okay, I understand that this thing in the purple box is more important over the negative in front. The negative in front is just going to sit over there, maybe have a little break, go eat some trail mix or something, and wait while we do the purple box. Got it? What's the answer just to the purple box? It is. So the answer to the purple box is 16. But then remember this negative out here in front, the one that we put in a little timeout? He's going to come flying down now and reassign himself and turn that 16 back into a negative. That's what he'll always do. You understand that? Okay. And then the purple oval is just a basic multiplication problem. What is that? Positive 32. And again, there's always math, right? What is negative 16 plus 32? Say again? Uh-huh, right. Positive, definitely 16. And what's 16 minus 12? So all the conversation you and I just had was to arrive at this one thing over here on the right side. 95% of your time is spent on finding that thing, the purple thing. And now you go there and click a dot. That's your vertex. And then will your graph open upwards or downwards? Yes. And it's all because of the negative in front of the x squared. The thing about making our graphs, Joe, is that you don't even need any of this stuff anymore. Once you use it all to find the vertex, then all you need is the number in front of x squared, which is -1, downwards, easy.
Yeah, I put a negative where one's supposed to be, because if I have negative four, for some insane reason.
I have -4, 4. I'm
I
not
mean,
insane.
negative,
Oh, you had a -4?
yeah,
Yeah,
so
that'll do it.
I found them.
Anyone else need some assistance?
Yes.
Mhm.
12.